Hello everyone and welcome back. In our last video, we left off at a heart-wrenching moment. Johnny Cade, the greaser's little brother, had passed away from his injuries. His last words, "Stay gold, Ponyboy," still echo in our minds. But the tragedy doesn't end there. Dallas Winston, the toughest of the greasers, couldn't handle Johnny's death. Johnny was the only person Dally ever truly loved, the only thing he saw as good in the world. Losing him shattered Dally's hardened exterior completely. In a fit of grief and rage, he robs a grocery store, but he doesn't run. He calls the gang from a payphone, telling them to meet him at the vacant lot. He wants the police to find him. When Ponyboy and the others get to the lot, it's a scene of chaos. The police are there, their car's lights flashing. Dally stands under a streetlight, and he pulls out the unloaded heater he always carried. He raises it towards the officers. He wanted them to shoot. He wanted to die. And they did. Dallas Winston, the defiant, tough-as-nails greaser, falls to the ground, a desperate, grim smile on his face. He got what he wanted. In one terrible night, Ponyboy has lost two of his friends. The weight of it all is too much for Ponyboy. He collapses, suffering from a concussion he got during the big rumble. He's sick for days, drifting in and out of consciousness, his mind a jumble of recent events. When he finally starts to recover, he's in a state of denial. He tries to convince himself that he was the one who killed Bob, and that Johnny is still alive. It's his way of coping, of protecting Johnny's memory and trying to make sense of Dally's self-destruction. Derry, his oldest brother, is by his side the entire time. Seeing Derry's exhaustion and worry, Ponyboy finally understands the depth of his brother's love. Derry isn't hard on him because he dislikes him. He's hard on him because he's terrified of losing another family member. This realization begins to mend the fractured relationship between the two brothers. A hearing is scheduled to decide Ponyboy's future. The judge needs to determine if he was involved in Bob's death and whether he should be sent to a boys' home. Ponyboy is terrified. At the hearing, Randy, Bob's best friend, and Cherry Valance, Bob's girlfriend, both testify. They tell the truth. Johnny acted in self-defense. The judge, seeing Ponyboy's fragile state, asks him only simple questions about his home life and acquits him of all charges. Ponyboy gets to stay with his brothers. But even with the legal trouble over, things aren't back to normal. Ponyboy is emotionally numb. His grades are slipping, he's become forgetful, and he's constantly fighting with Derry. The tension in the house explodes one evening when Derry and Ponyboy get into another shouting match. So Dapop, who is usually the happy-go-lucky peacemaker, can't take it anymore. He bolts out of the house, devastated by their constant fighting. Derry and Ponyboy chase after him. When they finally catch up, a tearful Soda Pop confesses that their fighting is tearing him apart. He feels like he's stuck in the middle of a tug-of-war. He makes them promise to try and understand each other and stop fighting. In that moment, standing together, they finally agree to work as a family, to stick together. Back at home, Ponyboy picks up his copy of Gone with the Wind that Johnny had left for him. A letter falls out. It's from Johnny, written before he died. In the letter, Johnny tells Ponyboy that saving those kids was worth it. He tells him there's still good in the world and urges him to stay gold, to not let the hardness of their life change his sensitive nature. He also asks Ponyboy to tell Dally to look at a sunset, to see the good in the world. It's a gut punch for Ponyboy, knowing Dally will never get that message. Johnny's words finally break through Ponyboy's numbness. He realizes he has a story to tell. He thinks about all the other boys out there, the ones judged by stereotypes, living hard lives on the wrong side of the tracks. He wants people to understand their story, not just see them as hoods. So he sits down to write his English theme paper. He doesn't know how to start, but then the words just come to him. He begins, "When I stepped out into the bright sunlight from the darkness of the movie house, I had only two things on my mind, Paul Newman and a ride home." He decides to tell the story of the greasers, of Johnny, of Dally. He decides to write the very book we've just experienced, The Outsiders. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through this incredible story. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.